and welcome to today's video. Our videos are not a diagnosis. We are simply speaking our opinions, not factual statements.
I'm done.
Today we are diving back into the Amberverse, and we will see Amber suffer utter shock at hearing that she has to put work into this journey before reaching surgery. She tells on herself by explaining that by having to wait a whole year, that means there will be many days that she can mess up. But she claims that she no longer has bed, so which is it? It seems that having to wait a mere year comes as a shock to no one but Amber. We take a brief stroll down memory lane, when Amber quit WLS before. And finally, Amber expresses that all the work she has put in so far wasn't worth anything, and no longer matters. Looks like I'll need to supply some balloons for the pity party we are about to attend. Because Amber abuses the copyright system, clips will be heavily edited. So let's get into it.
Literally don't even know how to function as an adult.
Well, you said it, I didn't.
I hit a little low. I got some bad news. Has been some things kind of surfacing in my brain and things that I have to like absorb and process myself. And then I got some bad news with my last dietitian visit.
There's no surprises there.
So first things first.
First things first, it's nice to see Amber in a different location in her apartment. Poor wifey set up this lovely background for filming for Amber over a year ago. And our girl has failed to use it much, and has been consistent on instead using the boring office wall as her background. Personally, I prefer wifey's idea.
I want to share with you guys these new vitamins that I started taking because at the weight loss clinic, they recommend certain vitamins, but I will just post a picture here on the screen. So I just want to let you guys know that I have been taking those for a little bit and I already feel them like doing their thing.
Now there's a healthy girl.
So I have gotten questions. I'm not wearing my Fitbit right now because it is charging. I have gotten questions though about like, how are you getting your steps in? Because I tell you guys that just naturally,
don't work too hard
around my apartment or like going shopping, whatever it may be.
So in other words, she is still not trying and still not doing the required exercise sessions 3 times a week. We all take steps around our homes, girl. That's not exercising, that's just existing.
I leave the house, take Twinkie out. Sure I do. Whatever. I get about 3,000 steps a day, but I like to push it to 4,000.
I'm not buying it.
I like to start off slow with my goals. I don't want to just be like, yeah, let's do 10,000. Not gonna happen.
Girl, that's sad to hear.
So I get about 4,000 steps because I try.
When you speak, can you hear yourself?
And people are like, how do you do that? What do you do? Like, I don't know if that's coming from like a good place or a bad place, but I kind of just want to explain to you.
Here we go again.
So right here, I have an island in my kitchen. I like to walk around my island a lot. If I am watching YouTube or if I'm watching a show, whatever I am watching, sometimes I will stand up and I will just walk in place.
As if.
And I notice for me, walking in place not only makes my heart beat faster, but I feel it more. I feel it in my muscles more, etc., etc.
Scrape by with the bare minimum.
Another thing that I like to do is I like to walk from one end of the apartment to the other, and I'll just do that. And I actually measured it one time, and walking from one side to the apartment to the other one, it was like over 200 steps.
When she said she measured it, my mind was ready to hear square feet, but not our girl. She measures in steps.
And that was just one way. I do take small steps, so that could be why, but either way, I find it rather easy.
Walking around your own home should be easy, girl. That's not a flex.
Why don't you just calm down?
And I noticed that like just cleaning around the apartment, that's an easy 1,500 steps a day.
Our girl was required to exercise 3 times a week. That doesn't mean carry on as normal, do house chores like you always would, and write it off as exercise. Sure, it burns off calories, but this is what you would be doing regardless of weight loss surgery rules. You are meant to add exercise to your day, not think of any and all normal day activities that can be written off as exercise.
Why are you the way that you are?
So I have an update on my ADHD. As you guys know, I feel like I have it. I am almost positive I have it. I was waiting for a phone call to be evaluated, and I officially had the phone call to be evaluated, and they said, yes, it does sound like you have it. So I'm on the schedule to be assessed, but it goes all the way up until like 5 months from now. That is crazy. I was not expecting that.
I want it now!
Revolving like my weight loss and like my way of eating and weight loss surgery and stuff, there's gonna be a big change that's happening, and I'm sure there's going to be a big part of you who, oh, I saw this coming. Typical Amberlynn.
Oh, brother.
There's going to be another part of you guys who are like, oh, okay, I get this, I understand. But I feel like it's only going to be a tiny, tiny bit. A tiny, tiny, tiny bit of you guys.
I'll be the victim all your life.
Some of you are probably going to be shocked. Absolutely shocked.
Doubt it very much.
But I have to do what is right for me.
That would be a first.
So let me explain first. So I do officially have a dietitian. To get weight loss surgery, you have to see a dietitian and you have to get approved by the dietitian to get weight loss surgery. We been new. So one thing that is very important when you go to get weight loss surgery, because you are literally changing your anatomy. You are changing like your hormones, the way your body works, your stomach. So you have to be honest.
Oh, that would be a first.
You have to be honest with everything.
You don't know how to do that.
And seeing the dietitian and seeing the psychologist, I was very, very upfront and honest. I have been diagnosed with binge eating in the past, and I was scared. I was so scared to say that, and obviously, because if you were to binge after weight loss surgery, you could get really sick. There has been people who have died because of it.
Well, it's serious stuff.
So with the psychologist, he was able to see that I was past that stage of my life.
It's hard to believe.
And I was diagnosed with binge eating about a year ago. And since then, I have seen a psychologist for a year. A lot has changed since then.
Has it though?
When it comes to like my mentality and what I consider a binge and the whole thing. You guys have seen that firsthand. I showed you guys a binge, I think it was in December, and you guys were like, that's just a normal meal.
That's because it was a normal takeout meal, Goral. And the fact that you tried to pass it off as a binge to your viewers, after you had previously shown us what your binges entail, was truly something special.
So the way that I see binging is very different than the standard binging.
She likes to be unique.
And that's been hard for me to like wrap my head around. The psychologist said, you know, binging is eating 3 times what you normally would as a person, not what is the normal amount to eat as a person, but you. What is your normal?
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
And I don't do that. That I don't do. I overeat, sure, but I never eat 3 times or 4 times the amount that I normally would eat.
So by that logic, if my normal meal is 3,000 calories, it needs to be 9,000 calories for it to be a binge.
That doesn't sound right.
This whole being diagnosed with binge eating has been very strange.
Goral, how is it strange? You've been claiming to have bed for the last decade. It should sound like the most logical statement you've ever heard.
And I think it's hard and confusing because think of it this way. I am 500 pounds. I have been 572. I have been almost 600 pounds. You can't get that way unless you are eating large quantities of food.
Well, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Is that just like massively overeating, or is that binging? For the normal person, it looks like binging.
Amber, you are a normal person, meaning your body functions like a human being. You're not a unique anomaly that is a brand new discovery that has its own sets of rules in the ways of the universe.
Like when I watch 600 Pound Life and they show what they're eating, I've never ate that much in one sitting. And they see Dr. Now. A lot of them, which are my favorite stories, they're successful and they lose the weight, and in like 2 months, 3 months, they get the surgery.
You need to keep in mind that it is a reality TV show, meaning there is fiction sprinkled in order to make the story more thrilling. You cannot take a reality show as gospel.
I've never in my life ate that much in one sitting. It's just confusing, and I find this part of my journey unfair.
Let's not start a pity party too soon.
Let me explain why. I have not what I consider binged. I have not since somewhere in December.
Why should I believe you now?
This whole January, February, we're fixing to be in March, I have not ate in a binging manner.
Then why are the pounds not dropping off of you?
You're a lie. You're a lie.
I have been doing really good. I have been losing weight, and not only have I been working on that aspect, but I've been working on like my mental more.
I don't know how to say really anything.
And just I've been actively choosing these coping mechanisms that my psychologist taught me all of last year.
And this should be easy for you.
And I had my dietitian appointment, and she told me this is gonna be hard to hear, but if you are trying to get weight loss surgery, this is within their program. Every program is different. If you're trying to get weight loss surgery with this program, you have to go a full year, 365 days without one binge. And that it like broke me.
Amber's outlook on her viewers is very interesting. She often tells on herself that her view of the world is rather out of sync to reality. She claimed that her viewers were going to say that waiting a year is typical Amberlynn, in a tone that implies that we consider this to be a failure. Very inaccurate. I can't speak for all, but the viewers that tell Amber the truth are more inclined to say that it was obvious this was going to happen, and that it is good news, instead of claiming this is typical Lynn like she thought. She also said some viewers will be shocked, and yet the only sense of shock I am experiencing is that Amber thought that waiting a year for a life-altering surgery is not shocking at all. The average person does not have the "I want it now, I expect a yes" mindset like Amber does. The majority of her viewers fully expected this to be a long process, which would entail hard work before the surgery would even take place.
This is the second time I've seen this dietitian. I guess from this point forward, I'm gonna see the dietitian once a month. And my next appointment's already scheduled, so I've already seen her twice. She said the improvements I'm making is amazing, and she's proud.
Amber always claims that all of these professionals are proud of her.
It's mind-blowing.
And I'm going in the right direction, etc., etc. But she said I cannot get weight loss surgery for a year. She cannot approve me for a year. And I immediately broke down.
Not looking for the quick fix, easy way out.
And I have been so confused where I'm just like, do I want to share this with YouTube? Do I want to share with them the horribly emotionally just painful side to this? Do I want to put a mask on? Do I just want to seem nonchalant? Do I want to go into detail? I have just been all over the place, and that is why it has taken me a little bit of time to share this, because that tore me. Like it tore me.
You have no patience.
I don't know what it was, but I immediately had a breakdown in front of the dietitian. I couldn't control it. It was like my insides exploded, and I cried. And it just felt like another obstacle, another thing to just get in the way, because I have been doing everything.
You lie.
To get this surgery. I have gotten people messaging me saying, how are you getting through this process so quickly? I've been doing this for months and I'm not even as far along as you.
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth?
I have been just like, I wanted the surgery before summer. I did.
So within the next 3 months, girl, slow your roll.
Since I'm self-pay, that would have been manageable. But since I have been diagnosed with an eating disorder, it's not manageable and it's not possible.
It seems Amber's plan to ignore her bed has backfired, and thankfully so. The work has to go in first, and thankfully the professionals weren't fooled by Amber. And I say this for the safety of her health.
And it hurts, and it instantly put me in this like weird headspace where I was just like, this isn't fair.
No, girl, it is very fair. Not fair would be allowing you to get a surgery that you are not ready for and putting you at major risk.
I instantly thought of 600 Pound Life, where these people, this isn't me saying anything bad about anybody. I've sat here and I've been like, they're worse off. They eat way more than I do in one sitting. Why are they able to get the surgery?
Girl, it's a reality show. We cannot be sure what takes place behind the scenes. You need to stop comparing yourself to others, especially when it is a TV show. The fact that your WLS team is making sure you are safe before opening you up and changing your life forever shows that they know what they are doing and are considering your well-being.
Why do we have to wait a year?
Spoiled.
It sucks. I think it's triggering, and it brings up like past trauma for me, where it just seems like no matter what I do, no matter what I try, there's always an obstacle and a roadblock.
Bitch, where?
And last time this happened was when the psychologist said, you can't get surgery for like 2 years.
For anyone that has been here a long time, then you would recall the other weight loss surgery situation type deals that never happened. Amber didn't agree with their diet, so she quit. Amber didn't want to do the required mental health care beforehand, so she quit. This storyline is sadly one we have watched decline before.
A couple weeks ago, I went to a weight loss doctor. I was so excited. I was so like amped and like high off of the thought of finally putting my life and my diet, my food into someone else's hand. You know, when you're on a high and you don't sleep on it, you kind of act kind of manic, or at least for me, I do. He didn't think weight loss surgery was right for me. For someone my size, a lot of people my size, they get told that weight loss surgery is right for you. This is how you're going to save your life. But he didn't want to give me weight loss surgery. I had told him I had the money, and he still explained to me he didn't think weight loss surgery was going to make me lose weight. And I was just like, okay.
And I gave up. And it just...
Same old, same old.
A lot of memories flooded and just... Failure. You're such a failure.
Just do the work.
Knowing that no matter how much work I do now, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter.
Can you hear yourself?
All the tests I did, it doesn't matter.
There we have it, folks. The truth. Because Amber can't have the surgery right this minute, like she expected, then everything was a waste of time. All work, effort, and achievements so far don't matter. That's like saying the 14+ years it might take to become a surgeon doesn't matter. All the time, tears, money, and hard work never mattered. Hard work has to go into large achievements. It all matters. Every moment. Without hard work, we achieve nothing. The I want it now mindset can't work for everything, especially when it is life or death.
And it just, I don't know, it's just like disheartening and it hurts, and I feel myself wanting to slip into bad routine. I feel like I don't know what to do with myself. What do I do for this year?
Just do the work.
I just feel like everything was just kind of ripped away from me.
You're delusional.
And if that's because I got my hopes up, fine.
Well, clearly it's not.
But that's the only reason why I got my hopes up, is because I was doing so well. I was doing so good.
But Coral, are you though? You aren't losing much weight. You are in the 500s or bouncing around them. You claim to be eating great, yet the pounds aren't dropping off you. How can you expect WLS after 2 months of hardly any change? After a lifelong dedication to bed and overeating?
It makes no damn sense.
I was making the appointments. I was getting the tests done. I was putting the work in. I was exercising. I was losing weight. I was eating the right foods. I was doing the stupid little rules like take small sips, stop using straws, like...
This woman would cause herself great harm with that attitude. So thank goodness the professionals have the control here. How can she be upset that she has to work before WLS with that mindset? Stupid little rules. Those stupid little rules are what would keep you safe. Clearly the year of work is needed with that attitude.
I was doing it all.
Sure, Jan.
And it left me feeling so proud.
Proud of what?
Like this is just in arm's reach, and now I just feel like it's so far away.
32 years of this behavior righted in a year is not what I would consider far away. I'd say with all things considered, that's pretty damn quick.
I've had to talk to the dietitian. I've had to talk to Feline. I've had to talk to people in my life who are close to me, and I've had to talk to myself and really absorb, like, what do I do now?
Girl, you're giving me a headache. Put the work in. Like you knew you would have to before getting the surgery. Nothing has changed.
For the love of God!
Because I think what made it so easy for me to stay on track and to eat how I was eating, because I felt like surgery was right around the corner. That's what I believed in my heart. That's what I felt. And since it's not, like, I just feel like everything came crumbling down. And I don't know how else to explain it besides, like, my mindset has changed.
Same old story.
That's the best way to put it. I still want weight loss surgery. Absolutely.
All right, well, we'll see about that.
And I would love to have it in a year from now. I just feel like it's something else I failed at, because I promised myself I would get it. Before the summer, or even in the summer, I promised myself that.
How can you promise yourself something that isn't fully in your control, or completely your decision to make?
What planet are you on?
And I feel like I promised you guys that as well. That's clearly not happening. And now there's just like such a big gap of time for me to just fail. There's so many days to fail. So many hours, so many minutes, so many seconds. And that scares me.
What scares me is her mind. It seems that she knows that she can't make it a year without slip-ups. And this is exactly the point she is failing to see. If she can't make it a mere year, how is she expecting to make it to the rest of her life? This is exactly why the professionals desire work before action. If Amber's opinion that her bed never existed, then this year should be a piece of cake. But she herself knows that isn't true, and it seems the professionals do too.
I want to thank God.
So I've had to really absorb the situation, and I know. A lot of you are going to be like, she didn't even want the surgery.
That must be the voice in her own head. Because the viewers have the attitude of course you have to wait a year. This is a chapter we expected.
You know, it's so crazy because I wanted the surgery so bad that that's all my channel has been. That's all my life has been, even off of YouTube.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
And still there are freaking haters out there who think I still don't want the surgery. It's mind-blowing.
Wrong again. They don't think you don't want it. They just think you don't have it in you to go the full journey and reach completion. Like the other times you tried to get weight loss surgery. The second you hit a roadblock, you self-sabotage, and then that journey is dropped into the gutter. We only know what your track record shows.
Wouldn't it be great to prove them wrong?
It's mind-blowing. When I tell you I broke down, after that appointment, I had a anxiety attack. Like a full-fledged anxiety attack.
Imagine how she would have been if it was a flat-out no.
I get it. Someone with a binge eating disorder can really hurt themselves after surgery. I get it. But I don't have issues binging.
I guess time will tell.
Anymore. And I've never had those types of issues, like eating 3 times the amount you normally would. I've never had that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be mad at me. A lot of people are mad at me regardless.
People aren't mad at you because the professionals have a plan for you. Her way of twisting words is almost magical.
Always a victim.
It's just, I feel like when it rains, it pours. I'm actually surprised I didn't cry in this video because I've been doing nothing but crying. I feel like I'm mourning something. I don't know what I'm mourning.
She only knows the word yes.
I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, It's just a year. It's fine. It's not fine. Because that gives me so much room to make a mistake.
And that is exactly why you aren't ready.
And I'm honest with health professionals.
Sure, Jan.
As much as people think that I'm not,
Yep.
I am. I am very honest, and they're gonna hear the true nitty gritty. If I feel that I've binged,
When people do this, I don't really know what that means.
or like my version of binging,
You are so annoying!
I'm gonna let them know. And that's gonna restart the whole 100. The whole 100? What am I talking about?
Goral's still stuck in the 100-day challenge mindset.
The whole year over. And that's scary because I'm Amberlynn.
Yep.
I make mistakes. I mess up. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, no shit.
And I don't know, it's just a lot. It's a lot. I'm actually looking into getting a therapist. My dietitian actually gave me some therapists that she recommends, so I'm very happy about that. And I need to talk to someone that's clear as ever. So I'm gonna start the whole therapy journey over, and that's fine. It is what it is. I'm still gonna be working on myself. Even if I'm choosing to do something different currently, I'm still gonna be working on myself to one day get weight loss surgery.
Let's hope so.
It's just crazy that this is how things went down.
No, it really isn't.
Let's take a look at some of the comments on Amber's video before we leave the situation type deal. It's disappointing hearing you say that a year of hard work is not worth you living the rest of your life. Making you wait a year is the bad news. I'm glad they're delaying you. You need to prove to them that you're ready for surgery. If you can't handle yourself 1 year up to surgery, how do you think you can handle yourself for the rest of your life after surgery? I don't see how this is bad news. This dietitian's expertise is saving you from a life-threatening situation if you were to binge post-operation. Plus, you don't have bed anyways, right? You have willpower now, remember. Isn't 1 year of discomfort worth it to receive a life-extending surgery? And you'll do anything to save your life, right? I followed the stupid little rules. Amberlynn, changing one's life takes every bit of effort one can give. Whether it's small actions day in and day out or large actions spread out over weeks, months, or years. Every bit matters. And nothing will be handed to you without consistent effort in the case of WLS. Especially when the goal is something so reliant on self-control for the sake of your body. That's not bad news, that's just what you have to do to get approved for F's sake. You thought they'd just hand it to you because you wanted it. This is always what was going to happen. If you really don't have issues binging anymore, the year wait should be no problem for you. Amber expecting surgery a few months after starting the process was always ridiculous. This is shocking to no one except Amber. You've got a year to prove everyone, including the surgeon, that you're ready for WLS. Think you can do it, Goral. That dietitian is totally correct. You have to move away from the binge eating. She'll want to assess you for the year. She sounds spot on. The problem being, Amberlynn, is if you binge after your surgery, you're looking at serious side effects. That's why they want you free from binging. It's not the quick fix that you want. Thanks for watching our channel. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. Until next time, stay safe.